I just watched the GT7 State of Play event, and I'm going to go over some of the returning features in Gran Turismo 7. Some of these are done better than the competitor, Forza. The used car dealership is back in this series, and just like real life, the JDM cars are overpriced. Any car from before the 2000s will be found inside this dealership. The constantly changing lineup of cars inside the dealership means that you need to save hundreds of thousands or even millions of credits, so that when your dream car eventually shows up, you'll be able to afford it. I wouldn't be surprised if that means the old F1 car from GT Sport will rarely show up here and cost millions of credits. Used cars will have suffered lots of wear and tear, and that's where GT Auto comes to help. GT Auto is the shop you go to when your car needs a car wash, an oil change, or even an entire engine rebuild. Cleaning and maintenance is an important part of owning a car. I like how Polyphony Digital recreated this within the video game. I wonder if changing the oil still gives you an instant horsepower boost, just like in GT6. Speaking of horsepower, let's talk about upgrades. After its absence in GT Sport, the performance point system returns in Gran Turismo 7. Instead of putting cars into groups, like Group 1 being prototypes, Group 3 cars being GT3, etc., you can take any car in your garage and enter it into any race as long as the car is below the performance points restriction. We're also getting some new tuning parts, including 4-wheel steering, anti-lag, and you might even get engine swaps. Another returning feature is dynamic time and weather. For some reason, cars thought this was the perfect time to give a climatology lecture.
The color of the skies and the shape of the clouds you see every day are determined by the energy of the sun, the earth itself, and the condition of the atmosphere that surrounds it. Air containing moisture from the oceans flows into the continents. That air is warmed by the earth's surface, heated by the sun, which produces ascending air currents. In GT7, we have simulated the process of how these clouds are formed. Based on a vast amount of meteorological data, temperatures, humidity, and air pressure specific to each region.
Polyphony Digital has expanded the system that they started building way back on GT6 on the PS3. They carried over the accurate placement of the sun, moon, and stars in the sky. Their positions change depending on where the track is located in the world. Realistic clouds are now shown in the sky, and they reflect a different color depending on the time of day. Rain has also improved. It's possible for one part of the track to be dry, while another part of the track is soaking wet. This happens a lot on big tracks like Spa and the Nürburgring. Polyphony includes a weather radar, so you can be prepared for these kinds of situations. A dry racing line will now show up as the track dries out. I'm guessing this is a simplified version of Live Track from Project Cars 2. The system adds a layer of challenge, which makes it more difficult to decide to switch to dry tires or stay out on wet tires, which now have a risk of overheating. If you're looking for a challenge, license tests are back in Gran Turismo. If real-life license tests were as hard as Gran Turismo license tests, our roads would look as empty as North Korea's roads. To get a license, you need to complete various challenges from simple acceleration and braking to time trials and slaloms. It's a mix of frustration and satisfaction, and nothing beats seeing a gold trophy next to every single license test in a GT game. Gran Turismo versus Forza. This is a competition that's been going on for the better parts of the 21st century. For this next one, Gran Turismo wins hands down. Height, width, wing shape, end plates, and more can all be customized to your liking, so it can fit in with the rest of your build. No more oversized or undersized wings that ruin the aesthetic of your car. This feature works great with the rest of the visual customization that was last seen in Gran Turismo 6. The last time we had a hint of drag racing in the Gran Turismo series was with a secret Las Vegas drag strip in GT4. Mission races are back in GT7 and drag racing is included. The Gran Turismo online community seems to have a lot of drag racing fans. I have a feeling Polyphony Digital will finally add an official drag racing mode, which is going to be awesome. You've got 2 cars in their own lanes, a pseudo Christmas tree style countdown, as well as an indicator of the gap between you and the opponent. Want to know which classic Gran Turismo tracks are coming to GT7? Click on the video on the screen to find out.